Alan, well done. 2 4-0 wins so far at Q School. You're making light work of it.
Might look like that way as yours, mate, but yeah, there's still a few butterflies out there. Obviously, I know I've still got a job to do, and I've still got to perform regardless of who I'm playing. So it's nice to get the victories over nice and quick, and save the stress for the next round going forward.
In terms of where your game's at, you found a bit of fluency today. Breaks to 61 to 54 at the end there as well.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've been scoring a lot better in practice, a lot heavier. The centuries have been coming, which, it's my job. They should be coming, kind of thing. But I think the consistency of the scoring in practice has given me confidence to kind of just relax into the match and kind of play the shots that create breaks. So I'm just trying to do that this week.
You mentioned getting down to business. Is that very much the mindset this week? Just come here, you got a job to do. Your job is to get back on tour.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I think it's everybody's goal this week, and for me personally, it's another ranking event. And it doesn't really matter who's sitting in the other seat. I've just got to go out there and do my job.
What's the mindset like coming here? Different, perhaps, the amateurs to the guys who've dropped off the tour?
I would say so. Yeah, obviously, everyone who's dropped off. There's still a few big names in the hat that, they're always going to be favourites against the amateur lads. Potentially, the boys who haven't made it onto the tour yet. Maybe they're on a path to make it in the next year or two. And you've got to kind of, use that experience to your advantage. Again, it's a tough environment to do that, but, so far so good for myself.
The advantage of the experience, but perhaps also the disadvantage of maybe a bit more pressure having dropped off the tour. Speaking to a few guys about how this environment compares to, say, like a World Champs qualifier. Everyone, of course, wants to get to the Crucible, but this is your livelihood, isn't it, you're playing for? Yeah,
of course, and that dream to play at the Crucible kind of still burns inside you, but you've got a big stepping stone to get back onto the main tour in order to achieve that. So probably that's where the potential pressure could be created. Like I say, for myself, I just try and take it one shot at a time and just try and focus as much as I can in between games.
Do you feel your experiences when you've travelled obviously around the world on the tour over the last few years to countries all around the globe, do you feel that experience of, in a sense, having bigger fish to fry of years gone by helps you sort of in this environment, in that you've been there, done it, you've worn the t-shirt?
Yeah, I mean, I've played some of the top players, on the planet, live on the TV. It was obviously mentioned in the past that I'd done the Master of Ceremonies for the home nations, and as soon as the cameras go live, I said that's the most pressure I've ever felt. I was at the Waterfront Hall in front of 1,200 people, and I'd done a warm up, and the roar of the crowd frightened me a little bit. I didn't realise they were in the balcony.
More pressure than playing?
More pressure than playing, yeah. So then I think the next match that I walked out as a professional again, after that, didn't feel as many butterflies. Obviously, totally different environment here. But again, I'm just trying to claw on all experience and use that to my advantage.
We mentioned the Worlds. Did you watch much of it throughout April, May? What have you been doing over the past few weeks?
Bits and bobs, yeah. I mean, after obviously the disappointment in the qualifiers, kind of spat me dummy out for a week or two. Probably wasn't the only one. But yeah, as the tournament hotted up, you always watch kind of the semis and the final, especially the last sessions, just to see kind of, anything to kind of inspire you to kind of, get back to practicing yourself. And, it was a pleasant viewing from the semis on for me.
Yeah, in terms of inspiration, I suppose the likes of yourself, who slightly further down the rankings over years gone by, can take great inspiration from the likes of Jack Jones, who got to the final and had a tremendous run.
Oh, immensely. I think, in my opinion, Jack's a great player. He's an all-round player. I think I mentioned before that, he can scrap a few frames out and then make 130, and his cue balls to the inch, So he's a tough competitor, and it wasn't a surprise to probably most players on the tour, maybe to the audience or, the viewers at home. But to us players on the tour, you kind of know who's there and thereabouts. But yeah, you've only got to look at a close pal of mine, Martin O'Donnell, getting to the final of the Welsh. Great achievement. And you're in a little circle of friends on the tour, if you want to call them friends, off the table, obviously. And you kind of know who's capable kind of mentally as well as, as ability and stuff. And it was fantastic to see him do that. And like you say, you can sit at home and go, well, if he can do it, so can I. So, it's kind of up to me to try and make that happen for myself.
Absolutely. But first, a job to do this week. All the best of it.
Thanks very much.
We'll see you later in the week, mate.
Appreciate the chat, mate. Cheers.